The diner is open for business. Here to you on this November 19th, as of the day of this recording. And so people are still melting down over the Zelda casting, while this just in, Trump has actually agreed to sign a bill that's going to release all the Epstein names. Is that what I just heard there, Adam?
Yeah. I actually read that from NBC News, which was just less than an hour ago from.
So, well, we're going to get to that part soon because we were planning on talking about it. So it's just breaking news at this point. But the other thing that we want to mention, because again, we're trying to balance this with entertainment stuff as well as politics. I am definitely going to be bringing up the fact that the new photos from the live action Zelda movie have been leaked out. And if you've seen them, they look pretty good. They actually look the parts.
While we're on the subject of something Nintendo related, today, the day that we record this, is actually the anniversary to the day of when the Wii originally launched. It was launched first in North America on November 19th of 2006.
I remember when the Wii was the biggest thing ever. Every household had to get it on Christmas.
Well, I got mine early.
And to think, the Wii and the PS3 came out on the same weekend.
So I remember people saying that, oh, the GameCube is just gay or something like that.
The GameCube had good game. My whole thing with the Wii, it was just a novelty.
Yeah.
And once you got past the novelty of it, it really didn't have much to offer when it came to Wii Sports and the motion control shit. Like, it was great for parties, but I don't remember there being very many big games on the Wii.
So, well, the GameCube game I played the most was Luigi's Mansion and all that.
The game that I remember playing the most was The Four Swords, and that I played with my nephew J-Matt, and there was a time when we actually were able to get 4 people to play it, and it was cool because to play it 4 players, everyone had to use a Game Boy controller to play the game.
It's also a shame that Nintendo never made a game like that on the Wii U.
That was a good concept. They could have kept going with that. The people who play Link and Zelda in the live action adaptation of The Legend of Zelda, they were cast many months ago. In fact, we even did a podcast episode mentioning that, Zelda is not going to be a trans woman. It's going to be an actual woman playing her. And we already knew back then the Twitter social justice warriors were having a meltdown fit over it. Remember that shit?
I guess they did this enjoyingly with the churro and all that.
Benjamin Evan Ainsworth was cast as Link, and Bo Bragason was cast as Princess Zelda. And if you look at the actual photos, like, this looks good. This looks like something I would definitely want to go see. But of course, yes, you're mentioning Hunter, and the PR movement was, no, you need to cast Hunter as Zelda. She really looks like Zelda. I mean, come on.
These pictures look fabulous.
I think there was a low resolution photo that came out, and I think Nintendo just decided, okay, fine, now that they're leaking, let's just put it out there. Here's what they're going to look like. And honestly, that's a good PR move, because Zelda as a franchise, the IP is probably at its most popular ever. All right, with games like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. The production of this movie has already started, and there's already excitement over it.
You know, Zelda could work in live action well as long as they don't butcher it.
Well, they're filming this movie in New Zealand, the same place as they film Lord of the Rings. So I think they're definitely going to draw a lot of fantasy influences, which they should. And supposedly it's going to be an adaptation of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, it's going to be taking a lot of elements from those games.
And the original Zelda game, or games, I guess, were inspired by J.R.R. Tolkien. So it makes perfect sense.
There you go. It comes full circles. And yeah, Zelda is right up there with Nintendo franchises. It's number 3 behind Super Mario and Pokemon. Mm-hmm. No, the Wii series is number 3. I don't count the Wii series. I don't count Wii Sports.
They don't count. They really don't.
And we all remember the Super Mario movie, right? We all loved it.
Yeah, I've seen the latest one in theaters, and it's really good. I loved it. I'm glad that that they made it the way they did. I'm very glad that we're getting a Super Mario Galaxy movie. That's another thing that I wanted.
Well, when I first heard about Brie Larson playing Princess Rosalie and all that, I'm gonna give her a chance on it. Even though she talking down to the audience.
I would love it if the twist comes and then Brie Larson's character is actually the bad guy. Like I'm sure people would love that.
Yep.
Okay. Do you know how much money that Super Mario movie made?
I think it was over $1.4 billion.
Right. It made over $1 billion. So Legend of Zelda, if it's a good movie, it has a chance to do something like that when it comes out. Yeah, you're going to have the they them Twitter warriors going, how could you not have Hunter Schafer play Zelda? Come on, she looks like Zelda.
Because people would rather have a lady with a taco than a churro, you idiot.
Stop obsessing with genitals.
You can't spell they them without he, right?
The thing is, people thought that Hunter was in the running, that Hunter was considered. The thing is, this actress was never in the running, nor considered. The only reason why that actress name kept coming up at the time was because of a PR stunt. It was literally a PR agent that did it, just to do that intentionally to stir shit up.
I think it probably was done to intentionally stir up a lot more attention for the upcoming Zelda movie, because they know how people on the internet works, especially these damn Twitter keyboard warriors.
Nintendo wouldn't do that to stir up attention for the movie. Hunter was even interviewed, and then when asked about the publicity, was clearly confused as to why, but was a good sport about it. How many of these Twitter warriors that just see the photo that they go with, okay, how many of them do you think they know that Hunter is a trans woman?
Probably, I don't know.
So whether they know Hunter is a twin, so,
twins women.
Yeah, twins women. Okay. Be very quiet. I'm hunting twins women.
It was next twin season.
Twabbit season.
Twin season.
Twabbit season.
Twin season.
Damn it.
So again, whether they know that Hunter was a trans woman or not, they decided this was their hill to die on. Oh, come on, Hunter looks like Zelda. Okay, and the late Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda after the game. What's your point? So yeah, there are some photos where from a certain angle, with the right lighting and makeup, Hunter looks like Zelda from Twilight Princess. Sure, like any good cosplayer can pull that off. Okay, but then there are other photos and stills of Hunter Schafer that show Hunter still looking more like the illegitimate child of Legolas and Elrond from Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Another piece of good news about the upcoming Zelda movie is that Shigeru Miyamoto will also executive produce, which it's going to be good because he also executive produced the Super Mario Brothers movie, and you could tell even from there that he's going to get very strict and make sure that it, is faithful and honorable to the, original games. I mean, Miyamoto's the Michael Jordan of video games.
We'll get to that, but yeah, this is Nintendo of Japan. This is Miyamoto. They're not interested in what Twitter warriors are saying in America over who should play their role.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that episode of Seinfeld where Jerry Seinfeld dates a woman who looks either attractive or hideous, depending on the lighting? Remember that episode?
Nope.
I've not seen that.
Oh, you just got to look it up. It's like he dates a woman they call her a two-face. So Jerry tries to make sure the woman is always under the best lighting, so she looks great. But that's Hunter Schafer. So, okay, with the right wig and makeup and lighting, yeah, you can make her look like Zelda. But if the camera is wrong or if the lighting is wrong, you can see the Adam's apple, buddy.
Same thing with Taylor Swift. She also has Adam's apple.
Hey.
Oh.
Now, I'm not bad-mouthing Hunter. I mean, clearly those who love the show Euphoria love her in it. And I thought in the Hunger Games prequel, the one with Rachel Zegler, I thought Hunter was fine in it as well. So not at all is this person a bad actress. And I'm glad that this person has roles, has finding work. It's perfectly fine doing the roles that she's doing for the adult audience. Okay, but for the general children audience, to have a trans woman be cast as the one of the most recognizable video game characters on the planet for a movie meant for general audiences, including children, is that a good idea to have a trans woman play that role?
God, no.
No.
But I don't think Nintendo and whoever is producing this movie is ever going to allow that, unlike Disney.
What Miyamoto wants to do is he wants this movie to make $1 billion or as close to it as possible. So it has to be good. It has to be true to the source material. Has to get a lot of people saying, oh my God, you got to see this. This is amazing. But if you're going to stay true to the source material, okay, how old are Link and Zelda usually in those games? You guys know?
Late 20s, early 30s.
No, they are way younger than that.
No, I think it depends on the games, on what games you're talking about. Some games, Link is like either a teen or a young adult, and in other games, he's like a much younger kid.
Exactly. It just depends on the game, but but it's also Zelda. If Link is a child, Zelda is a child. If Link is an adult, Zelda is an adult. But you're typically never going to have an older Link rescuing a younger Zelda.
Yeah. They're always in the same age range.
So Benjamin, the actor playing Link, is 17 years old, and Bo is 21 years old. Yeah, Hunter Schafer is 26. So most likely was never ever considered because that's too old for that role. You could definitely have a 21-year-old woman pass off as an older teenager, but a 27-year-old woman or a 27-year-old biological man probably cannot pass off as a teenage girl. Is it safe to say that most of the people who were having meltdowns over Hero Hunter not being cast, they were never fans of the games in the first place? All they care about is their representation and social justice. They just care about the culture war.
They care more about that than anything else. And when they do see something that they really approve of and that, you know, they think is progress or whatever, they'd be like, oh, it's great. But I doubt that many of them would actually see the movies that they're talking about, that they're praising, or even ever have.
Right. So if in an alternate universe Nintendo decides to cast Hunter Schafer and then the movie bombs, you know it's just going to be like, oh, they're just a bunch of bigots. I didn't know Zelda's fan base was a bunch of bigots.
Bullshit.
Okay, what did you go see it? Oh no, I'm not interested in those movies. You're the one who wanted her in the movie. So Japan is not interested in the interest of a small group of Twitter warriors. They know that if they cast Hunter Schafer in the role, that would be the only thing people talk about. It's not the fact that it was good. It was the fact that Zelda was played by a biological man.
As I do recall that Japan right now is getting really tight with their American localizers, changing their work and all that.
And also, that's not exactly a can of worms that parents don't want to have to explain.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, if Snoop Dogg, of all people, wasn't comfortable having to explain to his grandchildren why there was a same-sex couple in Lightyear, imagine how other parents and grandparents are going to feel when their kids find out, oh, Zelda was born a boy?
I see your point there.
So, anything else about this before we go on to the next topic?
Well, I do hope that the movie is done right and that it's really good. And I believe there is a chance that it will. And Nintendo's just doing the right things. And no matter how many times the SJWs and the keyboard warriors would keep bitching about it and how many of them are doing it, they're going to lose. They're just going to lose. The pendulum has finally shifted away from them.
But now, okay, so now we're going to go into the political side of things. So what have we just found out about the Epstein files? What is going on, Adam?
Well, after the bill to release the Epstein files from the Department of Justice was I would say, unanimously and quickly passed by Congress. It was signed the day that we recorded this by President Trump. A very full circle and ironic moment from the President Trump, who resented and resisted releasing the Epstein files and defended himself from there. He finally had the guts to do this. Or at least that's what he said.
Go ahead.
At least that's what he said, that he did.
Yeah, I can definitely agree that him not getting the files out or not getting them released when the public wanted them, this was bipartisan. Both Democrats and Republicans were saying, go ahead, release this. And, so when Trump wasn't releasing it, that's when you had people on the left going, oh yeah, see, he doesn't want to show the fact that he's on the list because he's a fucking pedo, all that shit.
Yeah.
And how come Biden didn't release him when he was in office?
Stephen A. Smith was even basically saying, it's like, dude, okay, the stuff was available all those years ago. Like, if Donald Trump was indeed on the list, then you had 4 years under Biden to do it. Why didn't you release it then and do what you could have done to prevent Donald Trump from being president again?
Because Biden might be on the list?
Well, I doubt that Biden is on the list and had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. I just think that he was for some reason, he was either against doing it or was busy, getting a lot of other things done that he thought were more important because they were addressing issues that affected many Americans, in some cases, including ourselves. And, Biden got so many things done, but releasing a single Epstein file was not one of them, which I don't quite understand why, but that's not so excusable. And I agree with Stephen A. Smith's point so much.
And the thing is, it should be across the board, it should be evenly applied. So if it does come out that Donald Trump is not only on the list, but he's had more freak-off parties and has ties with sex trafficking and all that bad stuff associated with Epstein, we would be the first to say, okay, fuck Donald Trump. I don't know why we voted for him. Get this guy out of office. Like, we would agree with everybody who says get him out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It should be applied across the board. Okay, you should be wanting the list to be released, not because you're hoping certain names are on it. You should be wanting this list to be released, A, so that it can vindicate all the victims that got affected by this, and B, to expose the corruption. All right, Donald Trump, his first platform was draining the swamp. Well, anybody who's on the Epstein list is the fucking swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So,
including himself.
I don't know. It's like if it comes out, yeah, good luck spinning your way out of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Would they blank out the names? I'm not so sure. Unfortunately, I do find it to be possible, but I think we're gonna have to look up the documents themselves and look out for blacking out parts of the documents, which I know is common for government documents in general, but it's still but it's still something to look out for. But I would also say don't be super shocked to see names being revealed, whether it be the perpetrators or the victims of Epstein and his evil empire.
My understanding is that Donald Trump cut ties with Epstein.
Yes.
When he figured out what was going on.
Yes.
And my understanding is that Epstein backed up a lot of Democrat politicians during the time Donald Trump was either running or in office. Like, Epstein was not a fan of Trump. Like, that is my understanding.
Epstein was anti-Trump when he first ran. I'd say it is a victory for so many people.
It's not a Republican victory. It's not a Democrat victory. It's a victory for the people that this guy hurts.
And so very many of them.
So with that said, the diner is closed. Thank you so much for joining the 22nd edition of Burgers and Fries at the Diner. I'm Desert Coyote 22. Thank you for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See ya.